Hello folks, this is Aitanacha from InspiredToRise.com, and today we are going to compare the Xiaomi Mi4i and the Infocus M808. Both of these smartphones retail for a price of 13,000 rupees, and both of these smartphones are decent budget smartphones. And when you compare them on a first glance and in terms of looks and everything, the build on the Infocus M808 certainly feels more premium than that on the Xiaomi Mi4i. The Xiaomi Mi4i has a plastic back, while the Infocus M808 has an aluminium finish and a very nice metal unibody construction, while the Xiaomi Mi4i has a plastic unibody construction, but still that does not make it feel less premium. But in terms of overall design and quality, the Infocus M808 does have the lead. It does feel really nice in hand as compared to the Mi4i, so that's one win for the Infocus M808. When you compare them in terms of thickness also, they are almost comparable. None is too thick than the other, but still the Mi4i feels a little bit more thinner in hand, while the Infocus M808 is also almost the same. There is almost no difference between these two smartphones, and you might even say that the Infocus M808 looks a little bit more thin because of the fact that it has rounded edges. So let us just open this up and see what these smartphones are like from the inside. So from the inside, both of these smartphones come with Lollipop, and the Infocus one comes with the latest version, Android 5.1. The Xiaomi one is stuck on Android 5.0.2. But in terms of the operating system used, both of these feature a different UI altogether. The Xiaomi one uses MIUI 7, which we have updated a beta build, and the Infocus one uses in-life UI, which is different. And both of these smartphones are different in their own respective categories because of the fact that both of them implement different UI. And both of the UI feel pretty good, while the MIUI has a simple one-pager UI which feels really nice for those people addicted to iOS style design or who really like this sort of stuff. And the in-life UI is also pretty good and works nice for those people who like this. When it comes to camera, both of these devices feature a 13 megapixel back shooter and a 5 megapixel front shooter. We took a lot of images from both of the smartphones and their cameras. This one over here is an extreme low light shot that we took from the Infocus M808 as well as the Xiaomi Mi4i. The noise is there in almost both of these pictures, while on the Mi4i it's a little bit more because of the fact that it does crank up the ISO a little bit more. When it comes to the overall quality, it tries to make the image have more contrast and appear more visible to the eye, so that makes for a little bit more noise in terms of the overall quality. But when it comes to seeing things in the dark, the Mi4i does a better job than the Infocus M808. So this is also another picture. Here you can see noise is there in both of the photographs, but the overall highlighting of objects is done better on the Mi4i. The camera of Mi4i is better in that terms. When it comes to taking selfies also, the overall clarity in the selfie taken by the Mi4i feels really decent because of the fact that the beautify feature on the Mi4i makes people look really great, and that on the Infocus M808 the contrast in the background is not that great, while on the Mi4i the background objects are also really clear. So that makes one of the good additions to the Mi4i's front selfie camera. These are all the camera algorithm optimizations which makes the Mi4i have one of the best cameras in the business. This is an image taken with the HDR mode turned on, and you can clearly see that the dynamic range on the Mi4i is comparatively much better than that on the Infocus M808. The overall contrast and everything on the picture is really great, and you can see the colors also came out really well on the Mi4i. And that was all for the camera comparison between two devices. The Mi4i is a winner in the camera comparison. The Infocus M808 is a close second. It does not have a bad camera, but still when it comes to the overall camera quality, the Mi4i is the winner. When it comes to sound quality, both of these smartphones have a very decent sound quality. The speaker on the Infocus M808 is on the bottom grill over there, while that on the Mi4i is over here, as is visible, and it has a small bump over here so that the sound does not get muffled up while you keep it on a flat surface. And there is no case of muffling of sound in the Infocus M808. So let us just play a song and gauge whether the whole sound, which of the smartphones has a better sound. So as you can hear, the clarity in the sound, the treble, etc. is really great in terms of overall performance in the Infocus M808. And while that on the Mi4i also, the depth on the Mi4i is really great. The bass effect is really great on the Mi4i. As is As can be heard, the overall sound profile on the Mi4i is a little bit more well balanced than that on the Infocus M808. But in terms of overall loudness, the Infocus M808 is a clear winner. The Infocus M808 is certainly more louder than the Mi4i. And it's a matter of personal preference whether you like your smartphone to be loud or have a more well depth and rounded profile. Now we will do a benchmark comparison test between both of them. When it comes to the Antutu benchmark, the Infocus M808 scored a little bit higher with the score of 30,165, while the Xiaomi Mi4i scored around 27,470 on the benchmark. And these scores are almost comparable as the smartphones. Both of these smartphones run really nice, and both of these smartphones feature an octa-core processor. And let us just move forward and compare few more things. This is an 4K HD video that we are playing on both of these smartphones. The clarity on the Mi4i is a little bit better than that on the Infocus M808. This is also because of the fact that the Mi4i's full HD display has a little bit better color saturation and quality than that on the Infocus M808. Brightness is maximum on both of these devices. So right now we can see a little bit of lag on the Mi4i. So the Infocus M808 does do a better job at playing the 4K HD video, but in terms of overall display quality and everything, the Mi4i does feel a little bit better. The Infocus M808 has a 5.2-inch Full HD display, while the Mi4i has a 5-inch Full HD display. So in overall pixel density, the Mi4i has a little bit more pixel density, but when it comes to the overall display clarity and contrast and everything, the Mi4i does win by a little bit margin. When it comes to overall battery life, the Mi4i has a better battery life than the Infocus M808 because of its 3000 mAh plus battery, while the Infocus M808 has a 2450 mAh battery, which does not last you throughout the day, sadly enough. And when it comes to the overall software optimization, the Mi4i has two power modes, performance mode and balanced mode. We ran the benchmark in the balanced mode because of the fact that the performance mode heats up the smartphone a lot. When the Mi4i is run in the balanced mode, it does not heat up a lot, while the Infocus M808 heats up a lot while gaming, and the same is true for the Mi4i. If you put on the performance mode, the performance mode gives you a better performance and better frames per second while gaming, but still it makes the smartphone heat up a lot. For a daily usage, we had surely recommend the Infocus M808 as well as the Mi4i to anyone, but when it comes to usage over a long period of time, then the Xiaomi Mi4i is one of those smartphones that would win because of the fact that it has got a better camera and a better battery life, while the Infocus M808 does have better looks and feels better on paper, but still when it comes to day-to-day usage, the Mi4i is the winner. So guys, this was all for our comparison review between both of these devices. Don't forget to hit like on this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is Ghz Octa from InspiredToRise.com signing off, folks. Stay inspired to rise.